It's good to join you here this afternoon on Whitehall for two reasons. Firstly, it's an opportunity to remember and to reflect. And for the Tamil community in the United Kingdom, in London and across the world, this is a painful time of remembrance for loved ones who are lost, and also for people today who still bear the physical and mental scars of the appalling atrocities and human rights abuses that were committed during the Sri Lankan Civil War. But it is also an opportunity for this country and other countries to reflect, and to do so with shame. Because while those abuses were perpetrated, the world chose to look the other way. And I think that is a stain on the conscience of this nation, and a stain on the conscience of every other decent nation that values human rights, and yet still chose to look the other way, even as some of the most unspeakable crimes against decent people were committed. It is also an opportunity to look to the future, and that's where this country can at least do something to atone for our absence when we were desperately needed. And that's to make sure that there is truth and justice. As James Berry, my colleague on the All-Party Parliamentary Group, mentioned, we've been working hard in Parliament to make sure that the Sri Lankan government understands that there can be no peace and reconciliation unless there is truth and justice and accountability. And that accountability can only come, as the UN Human Rights Council resolution that we secured showed, if there is independence, if people can have confidence in the process. And that's why it's absolutely essential that we have international judges, international prosecutors involved in the prosecution of war crimes. And there can be no hiding place for people who committed those unspeakable crimes during the Sri Lankan Civil War, crimes that can only be reasonably considered to be genocide. There can be no hiding place for those people. They must be brought to justice, whether they're at senior levels of the military, or civil society, or government. They must be brought to justice for their crimes. And whilst President Sirisena's government is undoubtedly an improvement on the government of Rajapaksa, there are still human rights abuses being committed in Sri Lanka, even today. And so this isn't just about atoning for the past, it's about dealing with the present and giving people the sense of hope and optimism for the future. And that's why I'm calling on our government to make sure that when we are dealing with our partners in the Sri Lankan government, that they understand that we were serious about that Human Rights Council resolution. And it's simply unacceptable for President Sirisena to say that there will be no international judges, no international involvement. We simply will not stand for it. And as James said, we'll be going back to Geneva, but we'll be using every opportunity in our Parliament as well to make sure that the Prime Minister David Cameron and the Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond are using every bit of diplomatic muscle this country has to make sure the Sri Lankan government abides by its moral duty and its practical obligations under the Human Rights Council resolution. So I'm pleased to be with you today for this sad day and deeply solemn day of remembrance, but also to commit that we will work with you and fight with you for a better tomorrow, so that we have truth and justice. We can build that peaceful future for all of the peoples of Sri Lanka, where they can live side by side. Thank you very much.
Thank you.